Cool, so we're going to build this KBD8X MKII tonight. And with the PC plate, Cherry MX Red, and also some foam. Well, before we are doing everything, let's just try to make the foam working. So you see there's a lot of flex cuts. Actually not flex cut, they are just like switch cut. So doing them one by one. Is there a quicker way of doing that? Don't tell me there's still frame job. Okay, this is much easier than my last one. So the last one I have to like really click them. But this one definitely looks better. Yeah, sometimes I just wish they have the foam to not have the flex cut, but instead just like have 7U or 6U, a 6.25U directly, so that you don't really end up like having large cards. Like nobody really needs that large card anyway. I think the only thing you probably want to do is the caps lock, because it's an easy place to change. And backspace is fine. It's not that huge. I think the enter key as well as the like right shift, this area is so huge. Sometimes it definitely affects the sound signature if you are like doing such large cutout. Okay, looks like the stream is doing stable now. Yeah, I think I really need to close out more application and lower the frame like bitrate. Cool, so we got the form ready. Let's move all the things out. So now we can start doing the stabilizers. Yeah, actually the keyboard is pretty heavy. Like the last time I built a polycarbonate one, it's heavy, but I didn't realize like how heavy the aluminum version will be, especially it's a TKL version, so much larger. So the stabilizers we are going to use tonight is Everglide or Durock V2 stabilizers. So the V2 definitely helps the while popping out issue, that if you use it's less likely you will have a popping one. And the Krytox 205G0. Okay, let me grab all the tools I probably leave in my room. Yeah, be right back. Thank you for the sub. I always wonder, is Prime sub coming from Amazon Prime or something else? Because I definitely have Amazon Prime, but I share with other people, so not sure. Frame me right now? I don't know. Yeah, it still says like skip frame. Maybe I should just like try to reduce my bitrate once again. Yeah, not sure what's going on. It's fine now? Yeah, I never know. Yeah, I feel like, at least from my understanding, I'm using a MacBook Pro. Even it's a really high-end configuration, but MacBook is never meant to like support streaming that well. Like it doesn't have any hardware acceleration, or even just like hardware parsing of all the signals. So that's the problem. And if you want to do better, you definitely need a Windows PC, because Windows have the hardware acceleration. Hey, JJ, you came. This time did I tell you or not? Yeah, I think like following Slack, not Slack, Discord is fine, right? Yeah, I still feel like this huge frame job. You check the channel? Yeah, is my stream just like keep dropping frame? If that's the case, I probably have to restart once again to reduce some bitrate. Well, the best way is to look at my stream on my phone. So I know how that goes. Okay, waving my hand, do a test. Okay, what Wi-Fi did I connect? Okay, yeah, feel free. Okay, yeah, definitely not very... It's not like the worst, but yeah, not like the best. So let's just do a little bit more, and if it still have the problem, then let's restart. Okay, so stabilizers, so many stuff around. Take the most time off doing for stabilizers. So no wonder why people hate doing stabilizers all the time. And especially like fixing all the ticking is pretty hard. Like once you have a good stabilizers, stick with it. Like the other day I sold my Backlinko. Yeah, that's my Flores. Remember I had a Flores with WKL blocker the last time I got from KBD Fans Extra. So I feel like this is looking cooler than gray HHKB one. Well, actually a gray Winkless also looks nice. The sound of Flora is closer to sound of Vega. Yes, I would say so. Like I never built them the same configuration, so I won't say 100% true, but at least they are in the same family category. So very close. Like if you just hear one sound test, you probably don't really know which is which. Pink spacebar, it's expensive. I think you probably have to spend $70 or $80 for the kit, and nobody is trying to sell the single pink spacebar. That's why like nowadays I buy GMK group buy. I always just get the pink, not pink, the colorful spacebar kit. It's like $30, and if you have to buy aftermarket later, it will be $50 at least. So just no brainer to get that during group buy stage. It's $30 only. I think for Vega, the major improvement is the screwless bottom design. But to be honest, it just makes the assembly much harder to do and make the solder build very hard to like take out and do anything. Like even just adding layer of foam, it's much more harder. Yeah, Vega to September. Everybody was not really shocked or surprised, just like a little bit sad about that, because it's supposed to be like fast turnaround with all the capacity Kevin Plus already had. But the truth is, it's just like too many keyboard to build. So I think what's after Vega, I believe Polaris R2 is something on the roadmap. And maybe there's some other like affordable 60% or 65%. I don't think I'm probably trying to get any one of them, just because I'm off the affordable market right now. Just trying to get something nice. Too many affordable options for now. So did you also get a Vega, like hot swap or solder? Yeah, everyone is kind of waiting for that. Important milestone to get a Vega. It's like endgame. Yeah, hot swap is just like easier to change the configuration later, because there's screw under the switch where you have to like screw first, then try to put the switch on. So for solder one, you basically have to do that, like screw first and solder next. So imagine like you are trying to add one foam layer, because it's wait a sec, am I correct? Oh, adding the bottom layer foam is fine because you can still like unscrew from top. Wait, can you? Okay, I just don't remember the order of that, but definitely seems like a harder action. But there's no way you can desolder without seeing the bottom. So if you're adding foam on the bottom, you definitely already opened the case. Yeah, I think it's harder to switch the build. Yeah, that's the thing. So if you want to swap out a build, you have to desolder the build. Not the whole build, but just like the switches that blocks those screws. Did you also get all the like aftermarket plate for jelly? Like FR4 palm, carbon fiber. Yeah, I also got the SE, but have to wait for shipping. I mean, wait for the batch, right? You don't want palm or carbon fibers? Yes, the same. I still have some extra FR4 plate. Hot swap version. So how much did you get for your like FR4 plate? Did you get from Macland? So I just cut some FR4 plate from their plate file myself, and definitely like it's a bummer that some switches cannot go in. So I wonder if it's the plate file problem or it's just like inconsistent cutting. Oh yeah, that's the one, Macland. Goodbye. Yeah, I think the plate they are selling is solder version. I mean, like you can use both solder and hot swap. But for me, if I'm using on hot swap only, I like to have some, you know, like precision cuts, because for area like pipe key, if you put a switch there, it's easily to like tilt a little bit because of the open area. So if I can have just like the NC NC enter key and also the pipe key separate out, I like that better. So I can show the example. So regular like universal plates will always have this like L shape for enter and the pipe. So when you put the pipe key there, it's like really easy to tilt. But for the hot swap layout I got, this FR4 plate for jelly, I basically get this one only for the enter and the pipe, so it's much easier. Yeah, if you solder on that, it will definitely be like very easy to have crooked position on pipe. So that's always the key I want to check, because that's the only key you don't really have a good you know, like top and down support. So this only have like top, and it usually have some really like weird tilt whenever I build. Yeah, that's why I just got the FR4 plate cut directly from JLC PCB. Okay, cool. So we can start adding some dielectric grease onto the Y. So what keycaps do you plan to put on your KBD8X? Like the rose gold is really hard to match keycaps. Like GMK Darling or GMK... Oh yes, I guess so, huh? GMK Darling. I think the GMK Darling with this rose gold is a good match. I don't think I have a good keycaps to put on. Even for this Olivia, I don't think the pink will one-to-one match. But we will see. Maybe I will put this on and see how that looks. Closer or not closer at all. So which color did you get for your Ling Wheel 75? GMK Archer, wow, all those fancy anime keycaps, huh? Yeah, I know those keycaps were like really sought after by the market right now. Like by owning one of that, we're already fortunate. Hi, OG. Building this rose gold keyboard. Really fancy one. And finally another weekend after kind of a short week because of the Memorial Day long weekend. So we only have 4 days week this week, which is pretty nice. And you realize it's the last week work day, your end of the week. I'm still debating whether I should have my keyboard build tomorrow or Sunday morning. Oh, Disastertron, thank you for the raid. Show us your keep. I'm showing the keyboard here. The Polaris, Winkley's E-White version with GMK Olivia on. And I'm currently building another AIO3 keyboard. I won't say it's a directly AIO3, but it's designed by AIO3 and just run by KBD fans the whole time. The KBD8X. What other keyboard do you guys want to see? Maybe I have one. I don't know what I have that you guys want to see, but on the stream you usually just want to have one keyboard, right? All of them? Okay, some of them, okay. So clean up the stage. I don't think I can show all because the stage is too small. But I can definitely show something not many people can show. Yeah, how about this one first? The PC Piggy. Yeah, so this PC Piggy, big chunk of polycarbonate, and currently built with the PVD brass plate, and it has the PVD inner frame and also the PVD weight. Look at this cute piggy. Yeah, you can see my roof of the garage as well as the camera, which is actually just an iPhone. Anyway, so this is the first keyboard. I haven't finished all the typing tests with it, but this is probably you can hear just by hearing something. Let me check if I I don't know what's the sound right now, but yeah. Yeah, so built with brass plate, that will sound kind of like pinning or maybe high pitch or whatever sound you said. But yeah, like with SA keycaps, this keyboard definitely have some great signature on that. Yeah, I will have sound tests coming up soon. Okay, now another keyboard is this one, the E7b2 Prototype. So yeah, let me show how the LED looks. Also with some LED bleeding just because of like how the top area is not really protective. Yeah, so the 7, and this is E7b2, so we have some side glow. Actually it's hard to see from the stream, and also the badge at the bottom glow. Yeah, so the E7b2, yeah, I like DMG a lot. Probably this is like my most used one on stream. So currently built with FR4 plate and alpaca on that. So also get some sound test. Yeah, also just built this one recently and have to do some test first. And another one, like, yeah, basically all the ones I'm showing is the one that I help on the group buy. So this one is the Bear 65. This is designed by Jackie. Ergo layout, actually people may mention it's Alice layout with the arrow key. So I'm currently using the kitty cat on that. Yeah, actually I just showed 3 keyboard profile, keycap profile. 1 kitty cat, 1 GMK, and 1 essay. So this is also a very cute weight on the back. So this is also the prototype version. That's why like it has a tail weight versus the production weight brass. Yeah, so this is a great keyboard to type on as well. So if you actually, how do I show the flex? Maybe the other angle. Yeah, so if you see the flex, yeah, you can see like the cable is already like jumping around. So this keyboard definitely has pretty flex on that. Okay, I might know why it's showing so much lag on that. Maybe it's just because of the camera. Anyway, yeah, so also get some brief sound test. Okay, closer. Okay, I really connect to this computer. Maybe I will end stream by just typing. So yeah, every time like when you do maybe mod sound test, the best could be just like disconnect your keyboard. Otherwise you may messing up with your stream. Cool, so these are all the keyboard that I helped group by with. That's why it's just like handy around. The other keyboard were just like a bit far away. Probably the best thing to do now is keep building the keyboard that I need to build. Otherwise I cannot meet my dinner timeline. But yeah, hope you enjoy watching all the keyboards. And if you have one of them, you are lucky. And if you have all of them, okay, join me in the club. And this is my Discord to chat with me or chat with other community members if you have any questions to ask. Or if you want to know more about the keyboard I showed, I probably have tons of things I can tell you about. Okay, let's see how the stream holding up so far. Yeah, I just still see all the lag on my stream, so I'm not sure. I already closed most of things I need to close. So either I should reduce the frame rate once again somehow, or maybe doing something else. Yeah, I always find like my computer is not stable enough to hold the stream. Maybe I need to invite some expert to help me someday. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I think the most important part were still chatting and also hearing all the typing sound with it, right? So not end of day if it's dropping the frame. I'm not playing a video game that you guys need to see every single details of that. And also, like, by checking the stream, then really give you all the ideas of how to build keyboard better. Like, you still need to experience yourself. Jackie say Figma on that? Yeah. So I'm on Figma. If you know what Figma is, then you know what Figma is. I mean, probably there's two meaning of Figma. One is a brand of anime stuff, but the other is the company called Figma, which is making design software. So I'm the latter, I'm not the formal. Okay, I already see some pixelation on the stream. Yeah, I don't know, feels like stream is getting worse. Okay, this is not a good screw head to use. Yeah, these two were pretty much two different things at all. So that's why, like, when I think like our company choose the name, we just want to choose a name that's like makes sense for the company, but also when people talk about things, they won't confuse by each other. So if you come from two different words and you are searching for the keyword of this one, it's less likely you find the thing that you don't want to have, especially with other like keywords to combine the search. So sometimes it's a smart way of doing that. And also that means the word were already used and you have to either buy like domain or do a lot of extra things to obtain the ownership of that. So if you try to get some frequent used word for your company, that's definitely higher cost. I don't think at the moment there's like Figma widely adopted on use. So getting the domain of figma.com is definitely less cost than other names. Yeah, sometimes you want a better name, it's really hard. So I always like the KBD8X MKII finish just because this is probably the best keyboard KBD fans like keeps running. All the other keyboard, I will say they are pretty like entry level and sometimes with bad QC. But for this one, like the last time I got some B stock KBD8X MKII. I don't really see why it's B stock. I just see like it's dirty. Maybe it's just in the like the basement of KBD fans for a while, so they don't know how good quality they are. It's like really dirty, so they try to get rid of it by market as B stock. But in reality, I don't see any flaw of that. But also people mention they have pretty bad experience with QC on KBD fans on either this keyboard or other keyboard. So it all depends. It's like lottery. And KBD fans will not give you like, you know, half of the money for return if you are not getting the perfect product. they probably give you $5 on the credits to use later. So that's the worst case. Yeah, customer service is not so good on KB Defense. That's what I heard. But yeah, I think like in this industry or this community, I happen to ask a lot of customer service. I don't know, it just happened a lot. But most of the time, people in charge will be able to finish something or give me solutions. So I find it's fine if I buy it from vendor or designer and it happened to have like default on anything. Yeah, I think QC on KBD8X is definitely better than other ones. At least so far, all the KBD8X I built, I don't really see like any visible flaws on that. It's mostly just like some dent or maybe some internal dent, not external dent. Yeah, definitely ran after 67. 67 has nothing like this design language. So I believe this is probably the last one before like L3 fully on himself to like design Polaris and also Vega. So that's why it still says KBD8X Mark II versus like Polaris and Vega. They are having different like weight design. They are basically AiO3 weight. Okay, cool. So let's just like plug the butt to add some loop precautionally. Okay, keep hydrated. So the other day I got my second dose vaccine. Yeah, it's like after my last stream. And I just follow my girlfriend's advice. Keep hydrating for the whole day. I think I drank maybe, I don't know, like how many bottles of waters. Actually, at least I always just like boil water and drink with some like room temperature water mixed together for the whole day and whole night. So I don't really get any side effects. Yeah, me too. I think my second dose, I even have a good sleep. While my first dose, I wake up from my pain on the arm. So I'm not sure if I get the placebo on second dose or not. I literally feel like my first one was worse as well. It all depends. I know people has really serious side effect on second dose. And I know my roommate and girlfriend also had nothing. I mean, not nothing, but definitely not as severe as what people were reporting online. I think like by the ratio, there's not like huge rate of side effect. It's just like whoever gets severe side effect, they probably like forward their information faster, or people forward those information faster and widely than like no symptom. Like if I say, oh, I have no symptom, nobody will try to do that, right? I mean, nobody will try to like say, yeah, Zones had nothing. People will just like say, oh, whoever got really severe stuff. Yeah, I know. Sometimes it's really painful. I know OG also had that. But most people just have like 24 hours, then get back to normal. Maybe just like how people react them differently. enjoy your day. I think for me, I basically try to do really like slow keyboard building stuff. I'm just like doing, I don't know, maybe another 2 builds like literally just like putting one switch a minute. So I put up a keyboard without soldering for an hour. Okay, so looking at this form, so there's one problem. Basically the spacebar area, I think it's not compatible. Yeah, so I guess what I will do is probably just disconnect, and after I solder, I put this insert back to accommodate that. So that's probably what I will do. Otherwise, I have no idea. I think this form originally tried to accommodate 6.25U, but since we are building 7U here, 7U is its best bottom layout. So if we are building like 7U, it will be the problem. So I will probably just cut and insert back later. Yeah, it won't affect the performance of that too much. So later I can just like put it back like this. How do I flip or not? As long as you have something underneath the PCB. Underneath the plate, sorry. Yeah, like this. Cool, so let's try some switches and keycaps out, so we can see how stabilizers sound. Okay, I think with the flex cut and the PC plate, things were still pretty flex. Cool, let's check it out. Here you can see this form not 100% compatible with how like you insert the switch. So even like if you don't really do the cut for 6.25U, you still need to cut it, maybe, because like the switch will stick it out. So maybe I will also cut this area. It just like looks annoying. Yeah, it's interesting to see like the stupid fish logo here. And if you are using like, I don't know, maybe a PC case, you will even see through the logo here. So the other day I used another plate, the FR4 plate, it has some logo here. So the whole board will just like show through, see through, so it will be very different. Okay, now you can insert it back. Yeah, something like this. Cool. Switches, keycaps. Actually, if we are going to use the keycaps from Olivia, let's see, maybe just use this one directly. Okay, like the PC plate sound. Definitely. That's the sound I'm trying to aim for my future build as well. Okay, spacebar is the most important part of a build because you are typing spacebar literally the same frequency as you type the words. How does that sound? think it sounds bad. Okay, I'm using Enter key and Shift key to test the other two stabilizers as well, because I don't... oh, wait a second. Yeah, I feel like PC plate definitely has a sockier sound. Glad you didn't go the brass plate. Personally, I'm not a fan of brass plate on such a huge keyboard. It just like get paining sounds sometimes. So FR full plate or PC plate is definitely the way to go. Yeah, I'm just not so happy about KBD fans default this keyboard with brass plate, and you have to get extra plate. And the problem of that is like there's tons of wasted brass plate in the world that people have to get into, get the build first and have to get aftermarket plate. So the brass plate were wasted, and I don't know, I don't really have a way to like recycle the brass plate from KBD fans since they are not compatible with other keyboard. Then what happened is that brass plate of KBD8X were just wasted. That's definitely an environment waste. Unless there's any recycle program that they can recycle my brass plate and give me another brass plate trading. Yeah, and also there's no way you can find an owner who want that, because most people just get the KBD8X with a brass plate. So there's no way someone has no brass plate want to get one. So that's the problem. It's not like you're getting something that you don't like and someone else might like it. It's more like everyone have brass plate. I think it's okay on lower end. Like even for KBD67 it's fine, since a lot of people don't have a preference on that. Yeah, always contact them beforehand, so maybe they can like help you swap out the plate twice if you change your preference. I think that's actually the worst part of this hobby, like since the lead time is so long, and by the time you finally get your keyboard or get your like stuff, your preference may change, and maybe the choice you choose before doesn't make sense at all now. I think that happened to me for like the plate and PCB choice. So I used to just like get all the plate and corresponding number of PCB to match. But the problem right now is I get too many PCBs, and sometimes I'm not a fan of some plate, but I still get it during the early group buy. Oh, it already come with that? Okay. But I will still try to get a brass plate for a PC keyboard, just because how brass under PC looks nice. So that's a different story. Maybe that's when I try to display the keyboard on the shelf. I will just change it to brass plate build and put it, because that looks nicer. Like brass seeing through from under PC case. but I probably won't daily on that. Yeah, I'm speaking of my PC beer that I haven't built yet. What's the likelihood I build that on the weekend? I actually like the quality of this PC plate from KBD fans. Like all the switches snap in, not too wide, not too tight. Like get a nice sound when your switch is fully in. Nice. Yeah, I think the Will 75 looks nice. The only thing I didn't get it is because I got the E7b2 Prototype as well as a production unit, so I don't think I need too many 75. By the way, do we want to go step caps lock or regular? Stepped. Cool, so step it is. Okay. Huh. Camera stopped. Okay, let me check what happened here. Yeah, not a phone. Is that the stream? Or maybe the connection here. Okay. Yeah, not sure what happened there. So anyone also get this like switch puller with the beer logo here? I like it. I think it's like definitely more durable than other switch puller. Also match the beer theme that I'm trying to develop with. I'm just changing my Keycaps on my bare keyboard so frequently that I don't even have time to find a good like long-term artisan on that. I've changed my artisan collection on that for a while. I still don't know which one is the best to stay. Okay, yeah, bent pin is really annoying, but it happens and you have to fix it. Okay, so I think this batch of switches somehow has all the outer pin kind of bent, so it's easy to insert it with bent pin. Like you probably have to adjust all the time. I don't know if it's the batch of cherry or it's because of the lubing process. Oh yeah, that's also a possibility. Like when you have a bag of switches and under USPS hands, you never know. Cannot predict how the switches will be. Okay, I will leave the harder part later, which is basically how the bottom row should put, and put the simple one first. Okay, so this is pretty standard universal layout. So 7U should go inner. Everything inner, left and the right. Thank you for the follow. Small Chungus. Okay, did I get everything in? I actually like how the Cherry MX Red looks. It's very classic, black and red. Feels like you are building a vintage keyboard, huh? Cool, so finally we should be able to solder this boy together. Hopefully I didn't mess up with any steps, like 7U spacebar, step caps lock, the keyboard is right here, and all the tools around. I need to find a room for my soldering. So, keyboard, other side, and this one. Okay. Yeah, my soldering mat is a little bit dirty now. I don't think I have cleaned that too much recently. Hey, Levi, you're here. You're on the good time, the soldering time. Funnily, not on the time that I put together the keyboard. So you can see, I'm not just like a typing tester. I'm also a keyboard builder. Oh, thank you. Yeah, my girlfriend did that. Actually, yesterday. Like she really want to see some color on that, so she just like did that. Don't tell me it looks so funky. She was not happy, but I guess so far it's looking okay. Like right after it get dyed, I don't really like that, but after a while, it's probably on the good stuff spot. Yeah, she definitely like learned a lot by dyeing her own, and she tried to do a better job on mine. So that's what happened. You have to learn something so you can do a better job. But luckily, she didn't start from mine and learn from my mistake. She learned from her mistake. Actually, not really mistake, it's just like the learnings, like how to get better color, but still, it's never easy to get the right color on. So I don't think like we plan to get this color, to be honest. But the end result is not bad, so I'm fine. I think she just wants to see some different color, and I'm fine like getting a test on that. I think during quarantine, so many people like just develop some hobbies with interesting skills acquired. So my girlfriend will be able to like cut my hair, like dye my hair, and also do a lot of baking and cooking. And I think I only learned how to build keyboard, so I'm definitely slower learner than her. But yeah, man, building keyboard is not like very easy job after all. Like, you know how to solder, yeah, that's fine, but how to build a good keyboard constantly, that's another story. Yeah, I think I learned a lot from mistake as well. It's not like get something correct 100% on the first time, it's that easy. So are you coming to the happy hour that we will host later? Because I think I see your email on that. Also, how is the noise cancellation and the music level? Yes, because I'm trying to do something different nowadays and not sure if it's doing a good job. Hopefully you will still hear my voice, less fan noise, but also steady music on that. Okay, yeah. Finally try some trick on that and get a good approach for audio, but still trying to learn more and maybe some mixer stuff. Yeah, I don't think I spent too much time on that, so I don't expect I have like good enough result yet. Yeah, we will see how that goes. It's always lifelong journey to know how the best AV stuff is. That's why in our company we even have an AV Club Slack channel to communicate all the tips from that. And literally I don't really see like a good tip without all kind of slang or terms that I don't understand. Okay, music is quiet. Yeah, I think let me try to enable some more. Yeah, so this is the fan. So the fan noise is hard to remove, and I already tried to add the noise cancellation, so probably doing better job than before. Yeah, if I don't really do noise cancellation, you probably cannot really hear my voice very clearly. But at least this time I try to separate the soundtrack of my like noise cancelled voice versus my music, so it will be good right now. Previously I just let the music out and use my microphone to capture, so whenever we do some noise cancellation, like the music will also be cancelled half, so it's like a music underwater. Yeah, so the switches under or on top of, you know, flex cut will still need some like snapping or maybe like just pushing, just because how it's kind of separate. It's like on the edge of PCB as well. So whenever you solder that, you also want to pay attention. So even it's not a plateless keyboard plate, you still want to make sure like you are all the way flushing the key switches. Yeah, so that's something like you learned once, and next time you know you have to do it. So flex cut PCB, nice, but need more work. Yeah, but still it's much better than those stacked acrylic keyboard kit. Those boys are so harder to like solder in, because every time like you were pushing a switch, there's always some room, because those acrylic plates were, I don't know, maybe 3mm or 4mm. It's not like you have a way to clip the switch like equally, so really hard to do that. Yeah, I think I should consider charging a little bit more on through-hole kit and also acrylic kit. They are just like more annoying to make. But to be honest, they are pretty much the entry kit for people to learn the soldering and build some cool keyboard themselves. So I don't see like why people should send those keyboard kits to streamers or maybe builders to build, because they are literally like the fun of building keyboards as the feature. So if you're taking away that part, you're just getting the end result. I don't think it's what the keyboard kit designed for. So I would always persuade my clients to do that soldering themselves, unless they just like get it from other people and don't want to return as gift, and they still want to see the keyboard get built. But otherwise, I will always recommend just trying out yourself. Okay, let's do the flex cut center one first. Who also bought some AMC stock recently? I don't remember if I bought any or not, but I definitely see that coming. I don't know how many people regret not buying AMC. Okay, you're right. Yeah, it's always easy to mess up on your first time. But that's why like those through-hole kit exist. Like you literally soldering like hundreds of soldering joints to make the keyboard work. And if you happen to mess up, you can always just like getting another component from hardware store and try to solder again. So not like you will burn your PCB that easily. Finally sold your GME. Yeah, selling is the time that finally you either make your win or make your loss. Like if you just hold, you never know the result. Yeah, I don't know how people would even hold GME for long-term gain. That's like a year of that. I would doubt that could happen. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like right now AMC or even just like in general the movie theater industry is not back to the business yet. So the stock itself, like that bump, is not really justified. So if you're looking for that reason, I'm not sure. But if you're looking for just like how the market will react, maybe it is a stock to buy, AMC, because I definitely see the company will come back in a few months. Because I want to go movie theater now, and I know there's a lot of restriction on it. So it's similar to like office. Not many people going back at this moment, but most people will probably go back to office like on April or August or September. So that probably happened to movie theater as well. Tuning in from In-N-Out. Are you just waiting for your hamburger, like from drive-thru, or you already got your burger? I think I always have to wait a long time when I'm using drive-thru, so that time is my time to like tuning in something. Yeah, In-N-Out always like have half an hour or even longer wait time for me. So I have to find something to do. You're inside already? Nice. And I just don't know why they don't have takeout, not takeout, delivery, because I miss them so much. So I think I have to only get like Five Guys or even Shake Shack from my area. So interestingly, like my area even have a Shake Shack, while it's actually in West Coast. How strange that is. Wow. 40 cars. Yeah, you know, like sometimes the drive-through of In-N-Out, like the next, not next one, but closest one around my place, sometimes the line will have a big circle and circle. So sometimes you don't even know you're on the inner circle or outer circle. And people might cut the line at the moment because they don't really realize are they in the inner circle or out circle. Oh, LA area. It's a nice time to visit. Like don't go there on July or August. It will be too hot. Yeah, actually I don't even know whether it's already too hot right now. But yeah, I like LA area, especially like there's so much good food. Yeah, every time like I visit LA, I need to make a checklist on what I should get. Like I always want to get, you know, Lady M, the cheesecake. So I always just try to make a stop there, no matter what I do. And maybe get a slice, or maybe get a lot. So I can take it back to home and freeze them. Maybe not freeze, but like just keep them for the next few days. If I'm on my way back. Joshua Tree. Yeah, that's is that like nothing there, just Joshua Tree? How close is it to like Death Valley? I don't really know geography on that. Okay, you also have different circle around on your In-N-Out. Yeah, they should develop more efficient way of ordering food for drive-thru as well. I think a lot of time spent on like a person who hold a device asks you what you want, but maybe that's not the part that like gets stuck. I think it's due to making, or maybe just like too much demand. Like inside, outside, in and out. 45 minutes from San Diego. Oh. Nice. Yeah, I've been in San Diego twice. One is driving all the way to San Diego, and another time finally just like getting a flight there. And that's even due to a work trip from my girlfriend, and I just took some day off to meet her there. But with work trip, the good thing is you have someone local will give you recommendation on where to go. So sometimes I like work trip and add some personal vacation time just because of that. So you have some local guide. Oh, nice. Okay, I haven't been Joshua Tree yet, so maybe that's my next target to visit after my 2 weeks from those two. Yeah, I still plan for my next vacation. Finally, I can go back. Out and out. Okay, I haven't been to In and Out for a while. I don't know what happened there during quarantine time or COVID. Like, is everyone have to eat outside? Or remote? Okay, yeah, that was, I think, like very early keyboard that I mod. Like, I tried a lot on that keyboard. I think if you search for like keyboard form, maybe my video will also be on the top. And I don't think at that time Stupid Fish were making so many forms for people, or maybe like KBD Fans doesn't have its own form. Yeah, still today is my most visited video of that. Okay, what you are trying to get me out from In and Out, from different food to LA to Joshua Tree, San Diego. Yeah, I know. It's not that hard to go out at this moment. After vaccine, it's pretty safe. I just didn't get back to that moons, or maybe that like lifestyle. I don't know, what should I say? It's more like thinking from like, what should I go outside this weekend? Like, basically for me right now, it's like, what keyboard should I build this weekend? That's my thought process. What? You get 2 GMK Pro for you and your girlfriend together? I know, I don't think social distance is a thing now. Yeah, definitely people were lifting their own standard now. Or just like the expectation from other people. Yeah, I've seen like all the NBA games with all kinds of like stadium open to like tens of thousands of people. So I don't really see it's like a COVID situation anymore, because that's definitely crowded. And I doubt people have to be vaccinated to enter the stadium. So that's something I feel like, yeah, if COVID doesn't get exploded on those cities with all the games open to public, I think vaccine definitely works. Texas. Okay. Is Texas even know what happened in the country right now, or maybe in the country previously. Yeah, I think the state definitely knows much better than ordinary people. Like, wearing mask is not just like responsible for yourself, for other people, but mostly for yourself, right? So when you wear a mask, your risk is definitely lower. Like with all the statistics, if that's the best thing to do. I mean, I won't wear a mask while I'm eating, but if it's pretty safe to do, then I will do it. So TX medium spring. So right now we have like both long spring and short spring. So the long spring is 16 millimeter, which is basically a short spring. Sorry, not short spring. The long spring is basically the slow spring. So when you basically actuate, or maybe like when you start, it's a heavier weight than the usual like short spring. But TX also bringing the medium spring, which simulate the cherry standard. So yeah, getting like TX medium spring and swap on the cherry MX, it's basically try to make it more consistent. So if you understand like how cherry make their switches, the spring were super inconsistent. So swap them to TX medium spring, will just make them like all 62 gram with some variant of like, I don't know, half gram or 1 gram. But if you just leave the stock spring, you might end up with some 67, 68, some 52, just because how inconsistent they are. That's why people try to swap springs from cherry MX switches a lot. But another reason could be you want to change to different weight. But I don't think like cherry MX red is too far from 62. I think it's around 60. Yeah, that's the 15 millimeter, the medium one. I definitely prefer like the long spring or the slow spring more than the regular, and this is probably the first time I try the TX medium one. So I will see how I like that. But 62 or 63.5 gram were the two favorite of mine. Okay, we are almost there. And I can finally lift the noise gate and do the final step with you guys. Okay, before that, let's test out the soldering job by connecting to Veer. Yeah, hopefully everything works well. If not, I don't know what to do. But sometimes if a switch doesn't actuate, mostly because I forget to solder that position, but also possibly because of a bad switch. So just need to desolder and solder again the switch. So not the end of the day if we happen to see that. Okay, let me check the Veer here. Okay, so F3. Do use F3. If you don't use, I will just skip. Just kidding. Yeah, I'll check what happened to F3. Oh, so the bottom row I didn't change to the Sengen 7U layout. But yeah, if I see this 3, that missing one is fine. So the only thing is F3. You know why? I didn't solder F3. Yes, that's always happening. If I miss one switch, it didn't work, right? How do you expect a switch works if I don't solder? Okay, definitely better to catch now than later. Because if I catch later, you have to like take out the build. Okay, F3. Okay, works now. Yeah, everything works. Now we just need to assemble them together. And you can see why it didn't work. Yeah, I think so far the only failure I have ever done is my prototype build, and I think it's just because the prototype PCB were much more fragile than production ones. Like they have lower cost because they need to do several iterations on that. But for all the production build, I don't think I ever failed anyone yet. Cool, so I will be back. I need to wash my hands. I have hand full of flux on that, so I will be back soon. Okay, so this is the keyboard we need to assemble. The KBD8X Mark II. Okay, so the screws were just the general hex, not hex, Phillips. Yeah, I don't really like Phillips because sometimes it's really easy to strip them. So if you had the chance to replace them with maybe hex screws, I will recommend doing that. But if you don't really try to like open the case up a lot of times, that's fine. You probably can keep them as is. Okay, I need a screw pad to keep screws in place. Okay, it's finally at the time with my son goes from the side of the garage door to make the keyboard looks funky, but what can we do? I don't have any window shade on that side. Maybe I need to front raise that one. Okay, so the bottom is super heavy because of the brass weight. Now we need to get in our Here's the screws. It's also Phillips. I think same as the case screws. The advantage is if you're missing screws, you just need to get one type of screws. Yeah, people thought gasket mount is superior than top mount, but sometimes a good top mount is still a treasure in this hobby. So we'll see. This is top mount keyboard designed by AL03. Like, how many top mount keyboard does he design yet? I think KBD67 is one. Meridian is one. And this KBD8X is also another one. Oh. What happened to this one? Not sure why some screws are not easy to get in. Yeah, sometimes like if you just want to chase one design aspect, it's probably not the best way to like appreciate how designer design things over different time frame, or even just like understand how much different variant has in the keyboard design, and also maybe the preference of like plate material. And also the mounting style changes a lot when you want to do a different switch. Okay, so let me just like make sure I got everything else pretty stable. Yeah, I mean mounting style is not just like one thing in the hobby. Cannot judge mounting style. Or cannot judge the price by mounting style or vice versa. Okay, I think the stream also goes a little bit pixelation again. Okay, I don't think the screws are the best here. Yeah, I know. I wonder if it's because of... Let me guess. Maybe the cable. Okay. Let me change one thing. Experiment something. Needs more work now. Okay. Yeah, sometimes the best way is to restart. Okay, so this one looks like we need to just put more pressure manually. Yeah. So this is the part I am afraid of, like stripping the screws. But the problem is it still have a little bit room to go. And maybe it's the QC part that, like, this top mount screwing point is smaller than what the screw is. Okay, let me see how the typing is. If it's stable, then I probably won't want to do more. Yeah, Pneumoy is the top knob with leaf spring. So that's one I'm getting, and try to see how well that leaf spring is. Okay, so the problem is I don't know how. Yeah, you're getting all the keycaps here. Okay, so let me try to change a different screwdriver. Yeah, I think the problem here is it's really easy to strip the Phillips, and I don't want it to be stripped inside the case, so I'm trying to get it out and maybe change to another one. Yeah, before it's too late, let's change to another screw. And I will probably throw this one. Yeah, you can see, like, we definitely have some problem on the screwing point. Oh, you go all in? Yeah, I think I got the base, the space bar, and the rammer. I like those. I would say it's definitely a good match with the purple Pneumoy because they have the same color, right? The purple on purple. So I don't see any reason not to get it. Okay, but with the first screws, I think the second screws getting much easier to go in, and maybe change the different screwdriver to avoid the same problem. I mean, it won't 100% avoid, but yeah. Okay, much better. So remember, we need to throw these screws. Yeah, any like GMK has to wait for 1 year. Definitely sucks. But the problem is, like, if you're not getting it, you're waiting like 1 year plus more time, and also more money from other people. So that's even worse. Maybe I need to just like go fully. Yeah, still some room to go. Yeah, just with PC plate, sometimes you don't really know whether it's already all the way in or not. So that's the only thing like you have to tell by like experience, and also maybe like try to type on that. But definitely a good flex. Yeah, this is important step. Like if you don't really screw in the top mount plate well, then it definitely become funky when you are typing it. So take your time on this step is my advice to anybody who try to do top mount. I mean, same apply to gasketting mount as well. Yeah, I don't know why Jelly went so crazy. What happened to Jelly, to be honest? I think it's a good board, but spending that much, I don't think it has the best looking among all the keycaps keyboard you can get from the market right now. So I don't really see like why you need to spend that much on it. I feel like the next design from them will probably sold out even faster. Yeah, actually SE was the last one sold out, so I'm not even sure like do people don't like it, or just people don't really know why they need to spend 30 or 50 more on that. But at the end of the day, I definitely know like the price on SE were better justified because of all the material and machining. Like any polished as like stainless steel version, it's really hard to do. Okay, so this is the direction to put this one, and we can put the case back on. Yeah, I don't think they had really good understanding of what SE is when they are selling anyway. So that's also the problem. So they don't know what they are selling. And I had hunch that the SE was not like well defined or not manufactured at the moment of sale. I feel like it was last minute. Yeah, no problem. You are not missing too much because I'm just assembling the keyboard back now. And finally doing the keyboard typing test. So you are coming for a good time. Okay, so last two screws. Build quality, I would say if you are getting the Scarlet already, I don't see why you are getting this one, because Scarlet is a good buy after all, unless you want fancier color on this keyboard, which you cannot really get from Scarlet. But didn't you get the blue? I think the blue looks nice. Cool, so this is everything coming together, the PC plate, Cherry MX Red on rose gold. with the KBD8X MKII weight. Cherry red, vintage look and feel. Okay, now come to the keycaps. But why? So we need to get why we want the Cherry MX red. So you know, like after a while, people always go back to the vintage, or maybe like where they start, not by like, you know, individual person, but it's more like systematically. Like Cherry MX black is always something people want to try. No, sorry, blue, not blue, black. Yeah, did I say blue? Does it deserve our Olivia? I would say yes, the rose gold. I don't know what other keycaps I can potentially even put. So the problem on rose gold or the problem on Olivia is they belong to each other. No matter how different they are. Okay, so I definitely have strange bottom row keycaps, but the things like I really use code here, alt here, control here. So that's actually what I really type. So if like you are not for the ladder here, and actually I even got this from the extension kit. So for the normal kit, you won't have the code keycaps on the spots. You won't have stepped control. Who even needs step control? But yes, Olivia extension kit has step control. So that's what I'm going for, because I use control on my caps lock position. And I like the caps lock stepped. So stepped control is the one to go. Okay, let me check one thing. Okay, so I need to go pick up something later after the stream. So Ariel is not eating the grass we bought for her recently, so I probably have to buy some additional different grass, which she might or might not like. But the truth is, if she didn't like the current grass, then she will just refuse to eat, then she will die. So I need to really pick up some grass overnight, not really overnight, but before they shut down, to make sure Ariel has something to eat. So Ariel is a guinea pig. But guinea pig is very similar to rabbit. Sometimes I feel like they belong to the same category called small animal. Okay, small animal. It's the category of their names in the pet store. How wordless they have. Well, it's yeah, I actually like tactile. I mean, I probably don't really type like hours straight, but for extensive typing session, I think tactile works very well. Like, you just enjoy the tactility of that, nothing more, nothing less. Okay, I definitely feel like this is the cable thing causing this pixelation. So I will see how my cable and my extension cord will be better next time. Okay. The remaining keys I need. Okay, now I don't know between alt and code what do I put. Okay, I know. Simple solution, just put high and high. How about that? High, high. Okay, there's definitely delay on stream. So let's see again. All kinds of highs. Okay, okay. Yeah, definitely good use of highs here because I run out of the words to use. Okay, the arrow keys. Who doesn't need a pink arrow key? Good evening. How are you doing? I'm building a keyboard called KBD8X MKII here. And this is the rose gold color. I don't know. Okay. Maybe I should. And I've never used these keys on TKL, so I don't really know whether I'm putting it correct or not. Yeah, seldomly I put a like rose gold keyboard, so finally I get a good home for this Olivia. But Olivia definitely works for all kinds of boards. Black, white, pink, even gray, silver. Yeah, Olivia is just like so versatile. That's why I kind of all in all the kits here. So you can see like this keyboard right now, I have the spacebar kit for the pink spacebar. We have this is novelty kit. We have maybe extension kit for like code control here. So all kinds of kits to form this keyboard choice. What else did I use? Okay, now come to the typing test. Okay, so before that, let's just showcase the keyboard once again. So we have this one called KBD8X MKII in rose gold, and come with actually it didn't come with the PC plate. You have to add on. So built with PC case, PC plate. And the side profile is basically very traditional AIO3 side profile. I can give you also the look of Polaris. So you can see like the side profile is basically one as big browser, one is a small browser, little browser. You can see, yeah. So they basically have the same side profile. And bottom, you can see they had pretty similar bottom design. Okay, I didn't screw up my Polaris. Yeah, so this is basically the KBD8X design with brass plate, brass weight, but also the Polaris is also brass weight. It's only like coated with E-coat. No, that's not Stowe. So KBD8X is designed by AIO3 as well. So it's basically the same designer who designed two keyboards with very similar design language. Huh. I think this is pretty good cover photo for this keyboard, right? And finally, the Olivia is a nice one to put on. And the Plora is also run by KBD fans. Okay, so it's the right side, and I have the pin cable. How nice it is, right? Okay, so let's do typing test now. After typing test, I will go for pickup. Okay, I already described this keyboard, but it's built with Cherry MX Red spring swap to TX62 gram and looped and filmed, and PC plate with plate form and case form. GMK keycaps. Cool. Let's do typing test. Okay, let me change my. You probably don't really know what I'm talking, but. I don't know. I think I triggered something. And here's the mod sound. Yeah, what do you feel? Actually, it doesn't sound bad, but I definitely see it's a little bit muted, and I think like black and red, basically like the cherry family sound similar, but I feel like these switches here, like yeah, I can definitely feel like it's a little bit scratchy compared to, you know, like whatever you already know, like JWK switches. So if you were looking for more smooth switches, probably like JWK is still the choice. But like if you're looking for more vintage, just like general light, nice sounding, popping sounding, like the cherry switches were the one to go. But definitely like adding all the foam may be a little bit too muted, so potentially you can try to like remove the foam a little bit. So you like this red slightly more. Okay, yeah, I didn't really have a comparison between like red and black before, so I'm not too sure, but just by hearing them, they are definitely going to the same like family category of that, so potentially like very similar. Yeah, let me just like type for another 30 seconds just because like I have bad settings some point. Okay, cool. Let's go. Yeah, I think it's interesting to hear like the red or even like cherry switches on PC plate. So definitely like neutralize a little bit the clacky sound of the cherry switches. And you can feel a little bit deeper because of the PC plate. And with all kinds of foam here, I would say like it's a little bit too muted to my preference. So I will probably try to remove the case foam at least to see. Yeah, like if you like the red and black. Actually, I still don't know, like people were crazy about all the winged black, but nobody talk about winged red. Is that because like there's no winged black? Winged red. Okay, this all Dogecoin. Okay, I would say this wins. I probably won't like Dogecoin on this keyboard just because how classic this one is. Cool. So yeah, I will probably like just tune the keyboard for a day or two. Yeah, red was probably like later time, right? Like you want some lighter switches, and the traditional one were always just black. That's why there's not many like winged red. Probably only winged red, winged black, or even like we don't even have winged blue. Do people even need winged blue? Yeah. Anyway, like black were probably like just introduced long time ago, where people can definitely find all sorts of winged switch. Cool. Thank you for tuning in, and I know nobody knows. Cool. Probably I will have to pick up for Oreo, and have a good night, everyone.